6:15 in Douala. Thanks and welcome to join me on this edition of the news. I'm Kijang Henry Atimbi. Now let's flag off with our headlines. People hospitalized after consuming food at a birthday party in Subum, Douala. Well-wishers had converged to celebrate the first anniversary of a child. And residents in Bamenda are still grappling with the cause behind the blistering fire that consumed the second floor of Bamenda-based Vatican travel agency. But there was joy as the traders did not incur much loss to that fire. And the Bamoons are bracing up to celebrate the UNESCO-recognized Ngun Festival to run from November 29 to December 8, 2024. Top stories. Check us out on our different platforms for consultation. A child's first anniversary in Subum neighborhood has left 10 people hospitalized after consuming food at the event. The incident has sparked conversations around the neighborhood and, of course, questioning on food safety during festivities. Maureen D comes back to that very unfortunate situation.
This narrow, filthy corridor leads to this small home in Subum in Douala, where a family celebrated their one-year-old child's birthday. Despite the unhygienic conditions, the event drew a crowd, and it is here that it all happens.
Même si c'était quoi, Dieu n'a pas voulu, parce que je ne connais rien.
Speaking bitterly, the child's grandmother confirmed that over 10 attendees, including children and older individuals, fell ill after consuming the food.
Oui, ça a donné la diarrhée et vomissement, mais par la grâce de Dieu, ils ont pris les remèdes et ça a changé. Il n'y a pas eu mort d'homme.
Concludes it's food poisoning, pointing at the lack of hygiene during food preparation.
Les traitements que nos enfants aussi ont été touchés, c'est tout.
The grandmother tells us the different food items prepared at the ceremony.
Il y avait le riz, le new fresh, bonbon, biscuit parlégé et le bonbon et les popcorn.
The celebration held on Saturday remains a talk of the neighborhood. Many residents blame their own sanitary environment with fields visible around the area. One man whose sister and children were affected described the conditions as unhygienic. At the local health center where victims were treated, medical personnel confirmed cases of food poisoning. Unfortunately, those affected are now responding to treatment. However, the incident serves as a grim reminder of the importance of hygiene during social events.
Thanks very much, Maureen. Very unfortunate there. We move over to the Northwest region, precisely in Bamenda, where the Bamenda-based Vatican travel company recently lost the second floor of its headquarters building at the City Chemist roundabout, and so to some blistering flames. If the people or if the cause of the flame is yet to be determined, the traders who operate around that vicinity and the buildings, and Saleh Sherifa report.
This is what remains of the building that used to host the recreational section of Vatican Express Company Limited by flames at wee hours of the night, reason why it received little intervention to rescue the situation.
The whole place was on fire, and it shows that it was like a wrong connection from one of the hotel rooms, the rooms up, that crossed down to the bar up, and from there, because of the whiskeys and everything, just like it was catching so badly in a way that we even had to stand from that end to pouring water because we never wanted it to cross to those stores.
Though almost the entire second floor, hosting a bar and a rest house, was affected, the company travel agency buses were spared, but for some reason, foodstuff and other perishables destroyed by water during efforts to quench the fire.
Pour the water on bags of Gary, Irish, but that one is not any problem. That one is not really a big loss. My fear was the offices here. Thank God it did not touch any of the office.
Eyewitnesses say the presence of a running stream directly behind the building facilitated the effort of volunteers to reduce the damage. Unlike other infernos of recent times whereby separatist fighters are pointed accusing fingers, Short Circuit is suspected to be at the origin of this one, though pending results of thorough investigations.
Thanks very much, Sherifa Saliant, Annie Collins. And access to quality health care remains a dire need or challenge to many Cameroonians, with high cost and insufficient facilities being behind preventable deaths. And so, to reverse the situation or the trend, a Cameroonian has opted to make sure he provides quality health services at a very cheap cost to Cameroonians. More in the report.
In Cameroon, the challenge of accessing quality health care remains a pressing issue, with many unable to afford treatment or find adequate facilities.
Cameroonians do not have access to health care because Cameroonians, so many of them are poor.
You can go test people for diabetes and high blood pressure, but then if they don't have the means to get treated, if they don't have a place to get treated, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of resources. You're back to square one. So I decided I wanted to set up a facility.
Families often endure the heartbreak of losing loved ones to conditions that could have been managed or treated.
Do this, a lot of people said, yeah, you're going to invest a lot of resources in this, but it might never succeed because, the people just don't have the means, the access to healthcare. My answer to that is, this is the access. I am providing the access to healthcare here. We're not building this place as beautiful as it is. We're not saying this is for a certain class of people.
Bamenda, a Cameroonian living in the United States of America, knows this pain all too well. His father died of a heart attack in Cameroon in 2010, and his mother succumbed to high blood pressure in 2021.
I have a heart foundation, like I mentioned. The goal of the foundation, again, will be to subsidize part of the treatments for certain specific ailments, whether it's heart disease and diabetes or some other conditions that eventually lead to heart problems.
Reflecting on the suffering caused by the country's fragile healthcare system, Bamenda invests in the healthcare sector by constructing one of such giant structures, a solution in Cameroon.
And then we are planning to create a telemed capability where the doctors who come here, if they treat patients, they actually have the ability to follow up while they're back in the U.S.
He believes more Cameroonians could take action to improve healthcare if the government provided better support. He emphasizes that every citizen deserves access to affordable, reliable healthcare close to home.
My message to the government is make it easy for us. We have a lot of Cameroonians, very well-to-do out there in the diaspora, who are willing to come back and help the population, but they just worry about the red tape.
As the population continues to struggle, the call for improved healthcare infrastructure and policies grows louder.
Thanks, Maureen. And data collection is an important aspect in forest governance. And so without data, it will be difficult for countries to make sure to make critical decisions and, of course, for a sustainable management of the forest. And this is the raison d'etre of a sub-regional conclave that is holding in Douala, Cameroon. And so experts of the Central African Forestry Commission have been meeting to analyze the data and come up with convergence points. Details in the following report. Data collection plays a pivotal role in effective forest governance. Without accurate and reliable data, member states face significant challenges in making informed decisions for the sustainable management of their forest. Therefore, data gathered by each country must be consistent and free from compromise. COMIFAC has developed a convergence plan which puts together all the thematics and indicators on how we can follow up resource governance. We need to know if these indicators are helping us to progress or regress. The Congo Basin Forest, the second largest in the world after the Amazon in biodiversity and ecological importance, is the focus of this meeting. Experts aim to develop actionable recommendations to guide decision-making processes across member nations. We are collecting information on the forest, on water, forest exploitation, and on biodiversity in general. We collect data from protected spheres. As the region's highest advisory body on forest management, COMIFAC is expected to present its 2025 action plan outlining strategic goals and priorities for sustainable forest governance. Sorry for that cut in that report there, and wholesalers are now reporting slow start as end-of-year festivities have been announced. And so with a massive influx of traders across the country and even from other countries of the Central African sub-region, they are hoping that by the mid of this month, of the month of December, they'll be able to break even in their business. Details with Cynthia Lati.
Children's clothing retailer Helene arrived in Douala to stock up for the festive season. For the second day, she has been exploring the Douche municipal market and other locations in search for better prices. The items are expensive, but there is no money. I had to spend the night here because I keep searching, hoping to find better prices. Business people here are talking about increased transportation costs and custom fees. As the sun rises over the bustling business hub, festive colors start to brighten the markets. Like Helene, retailers from various towns in Cameroon and neighboring countries are streaming in to stock up. In remote areas, they don't have access to these items, so we try to make some gains by supplying them. Meanwhile, some wholesalers are busy arranging their stalls and awaiting customers. However, they note that activity has been unusual this year.
The customers used to come. Normally, this time around like this, when you are a wholesaler, you can see the shop is full. Normally, first time, like this time, you are already relaxing because they used to come from Bamenda, Southwest, to be precise, Yaoundé, Kiosi, even Guinea Equatorial, they used to buy from here.
As the festive season draws closer, Douala's market presents a blend of cautious optimism and lingering uncertainty. Both wholesalers and retailers are holding out hope for a late surge in sales.
Thanks very much, Cynthia Lati. And the Ngun Cultural Festival, a UNESCO-recognized intangible cultural heritage of the Bamun people, will take place from the 29th to the 8th of December 2024 in Fumban. And ahead of that feast, the major towns in that locality, that is in the Noon Division, are brazen up. Kutaba, Fumban and Fumbot are equally struggling to be part of that great cultural event that is expected to bring together at least 10,000 people to this ceremonial ground. Details from Morindi.
Excitement is building in the Noon Division. The 548th edition of the Ngwan Festival approaches. Known for its vibrant display of Bamun culture and tradition, this year's event comes with added prestige following the festival's inscription on UNESCO's representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity.
To have come to contact us, to permit us to edify the public, to inform the public on the measures, what we have been doing since the news came to us that Ngwan is now part of UNESCO.
In the localities of Fumbot, Kutaba and Magba, traditional chiefs are all going out to ensure a memorable celebration. Preparations are in high gear with calls for unity and participation under the leadership of the Sultan of the Bamun people. A visit to local hospital and accommodation centers reveals that hygiene and sanitation standards are being met. Authorities, including the SDO and the delegates of tourism, are prioritizing safety and comfort for all attendees. Their goal is to create an environment where festival goers feel both welcome and secure throughout the festivities. The festival will showcase the rich cultural heritage of the Bamun people through traditional dances, rituals, and exhibitions. It also serves as a platform to promote sustainable development through cultural appreciation. The Nguon Festival is a key event, not just for the Bamon community, but for the whole of Cameroon, drawing visitors and dignitaries from across the country and beyond. The stage is set for a vibrant celebration of cultural identity and heritage in the hearts of Fumban.
Thanks very much, Maureen D. And drawing the cuttings for this edition of the news on Canada International, I've been Kejang Henry Atembe, and of course, coming up, Janice Kamga is already on set in our liaison studios in Yaoundé with her guest for the program Le Débrief de l'Actualité. Goodbye.